This story is about a beggar who doesn't leave hope and at last becomes rich. Amar was a beggar. He lived in a big, noisy city where everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Every day, he sat on the same street corner, wearing old, torn clothes. His face was dirty, and his hair was messy. He held a rusty tin can in his hand and asked people for money. Most people walked past him without even looking. Some dropped a coin or two into his can, but no one stopped to talk to him. Amar's life was very hard. He had no family, no home, and no hope. Amar hadn't always been a beggar. When he was a child, he lived in a small village with his parents. His father was a farmer, and his mother took care of the house. They were poor, but they were happy. Amar went to school and dreamed of becoming a teacher one day. But when he was 10 years old, his father died in an accident. After that, life became very difficult. Amar's mother worked hard to take care of him, but she got sick and passed away too. Amar was left alone with no one to help him. With no money and no one to turn to, Amar moved to the city. He thought he could find work there, but it wasn't easy. He was just a boy with no skills or education. No one wanted to hire him. Soon, he ran out of money and had no choice but to beg. At first, he felt ashamed. He didn't want to ask people for money, but he had no other way to survive. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into years. Amar grew older, but his life stayed the same. He spent his days sitting on the street corner, hoping for a few coins to buy food. One day, something unexpected happened. An old man named Mr. Kapoor stopped in front of Amar. He was dressed in a clean white suit and looked very kind. Unlike others, he didn't just drop a coin into Amar's can and walk away. Instead, he knelt down and looked Amar in the eye. "What's your name?" he asked. Amar was surprised. No one had ever asked him his name before. "My name is Amar," he replied. Mr. Kapoor smiled and said, "Amar, I can see that you're a hard-working person. Why are you begging on the streets?" Amar didn't know what to say. He had never thought of himself as hard-working. He told Mr. Kapoor his story, about how he lost his parents, came to the city, and ended up begging. Mr. Kapoor listened carefully. When Amar finished, Mr. Kapoor said, "I was once like you. I had nothing, but I worked hard and changed my life. I can help you do the same. But you'll have to work hard too. Are you willing to try?" Amar didn't know if he could trust Mr. Kapoor, but he had nothing to lose. He nodded and said, "Yes, I'll try." Mr. Kapoor took Amar to his home. It was a small but clean house. He gave Amar a bath, clean clothes, and a warm meal. It was the first time in years that Amar felt like a human being. Mr. Kapoor told him, "You don't have to beg anymore. I'll teach you how to earn your own money." The next day, Mr. Kapoor took Amar to the market. He bought some materials like beads, threads, and small pieces of wood. "We'll start small," he said. "You'll make simple things like bracelets and keychains, and we'll sell them on the street." Amar had never made anything before, but he was willing to learn. Mr. Kapoor taught him how to thread beads and carve wood. At first, Amar's hands were clumsy, and he made many mistakes. But he didn't give up. He kept practicing until he got better. After a few days, Amar made his first batch of bracelets and keychains. Mr. Kapoor took him back to the street corner, but this time, instead of begging, Amar sold his handmade items. At first, no one bought anything. Amar felt discouraged, but Mr. Kapoor encouraged him to keep trying. "Success doesn't come overnight," he said. "You have to be patient." Slowly, people started noticing Amar's items. They were simple but well made. A woman bought a bracelet for her daughter. A man bought a keychain as a gift. By the end of the day, Amar had earned a little money. It wasn't much, but it was more than he had ever earned by begging. For the first time in years, Amar felt proud of himself. Amar continued to work hard. Every day, he made more items and sold them on the street. Mr. Kapoor taught him how to save money and reinvest it into his business. With the money he earned, Amar bought more materials and made more items to sell. His business grew slowly but steadily. People started to recognize him as the man who sold handmade items. They liked his products and came back to buy more. After a few months, Amar had saved enough money to rent a small stall in the market. It was a big step for him. Now, instead of sitting on the street, he had a proper place to sell his items. His stall became popular, and he started earning more money. Amar was no longer a beggar. He was a shop owner. As Amar's business grew, he never forgot where he came from. He remembered the days when he had nothing and how Mr. Kapoor had helped him. He wanted to help others who were struggling like he once did. So, Amar started a small foundation. He used some of his money to buy food, clothes, and school supplies for poor children. He also taught them how to make simple items so they could earn money too. Amar's foundation grew, and he helped many people. He became known not just as a successful businessman but also as a kind and generous person. People admired him for his hard work and his willingness to help others. Amar's life was no longer about survival. It was about making a difference. Years later, Amar's small stall had turned into a chain of stores across the city. He was now a rich and successful man. But he never forgot Mr. Kapoor, the man who had changed his life. Amar visited him often and thanked him for his kindness. Mr. Kapoor was proud of Amar and happy to see how far he had come. Amar's story inspired many people. He showed that no matter how difficult life is, hard work and determination can change everything. He proved that even the smallest step forward can make a big difference. Amar's journey from a beggar to a successful businessman reminded everyone that hope and kindness can lead to a better future.